In the cold, unforgiving alleys of a forgotten town, a boy was born into a world devoid of warmth or kindness. From an early age, he learned that life offered no handouts, no comfort for the weak. The streets became his school, teaching him that survival required more than just strength. It demanded a heart hardened against the world, a mind sharp enough to see through the facades of others, and a soul willing to embrace darkness as a companion. As he grew, so did his resentment. He harbored a deep-seated anger, a burning rage against the injustices that had shaped his youth. But rather than seeking solace or redemption, he nurtured his bitterness, letting it guide his every move. His ability to manipulate others became his most potent weapon. With a smile that masked his true intentions and words that twisted like a knife, he climbed the social ladder, not through merit, but by trampling on those who dared to trust him. His rise was swift. People saw a charming, successful man, one who seemed to have overcome the odds. But beneath that carefully crafted exterior lay a heart as cold as the winter nights he once endured. He took pleasure in the misery of others, seeing it as a way to balance the scales of his own suffering. Every betrayal, every lie was a small victory in his mind, a way of settling scores with the world that had wronged him. Yet, the universe has a way of restoring balance, often in ways that are as cruel as they are just. As the years passed, the walls he had built around himself began to crumble. The allies he had gathered through deceit turned against him, seeing in him a reflection of their own fears and insecurities. His wealth, amassed through the suffering of others, slipped through his fingers like sand. His reputation, once sterling, became tainted by whispers of his true nature. One by one, everything he held dear was stripped away. He was left with nothing but the cold realization that the life he had built was as hollow as the promises he had made. Desperate and alone, he wandered the streets, now as a shadow of his former self. The same streets that had once witnessed his rise now bore witness to his fall. In this desolation, he faced the raw truth of his existence. The pain he had inflicted on others returned to him in full force, each memory a dagger to his conscience. Hunger gnawed at him, not just for food, but for the warmth of human connection he had long forsaken. The cold bit into his flesh, a reminder of the warmth he had denied others. But it was in this abyss that he found a flicker of hope, a small, fragile ember of redemption. Stripped of all pretense, he began to see the world not as a battlefield, but as a place where every action had a ripple effect. The suffering he had caused came back to him, not as punishment but as a lesson. It was a lesson in empathy, in understanding the pain of others, and in the realization that no man is an island. He began to change, not out of fear, but out of a newfound understanding. He sought forgiveness, not just from those he had wronged but from himself. He started to rebuild his life, not on the broken backs of others, but on a foundation of honesty, compassion, and a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all human souls. The principle that now guided him was simple yet profound. Do not wish upon others what you would not wish upon yourself. This became his mantra, a constant reminder of the power of kindness, of the importance of integrity, and of the truth that in hurting others, we ultimately hurt ourselves.